My name's Seamus Quilty, and as Chairman I'd like to welcome you all to Hertfordshire County Council today for a very special day. Hertfordshire County Council consists of 78 councillors and is the local centre of administration for Hertfordshire. This is the first time we are gathering recognising the Emergency Service Day. The recognition we give today is extremely well deserved. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the emergency services are there for us to help at times when we most need them and at great distress as well. I know Darryl Keane now wants to say a few words, so I'm going to pass it over to him. So Darryl, here we are.
Thank you, Seamus. As a recently retired member of the Emergency Services, it is an honour to be invited to represent the Lord Lieutenant at this flag-raising ceremony in recognition of the amazing work that is done by the Emergency Services in Hertfordshire. Every year across the county, over 200,000 calls for help are made to the police, fire and ambulance control rooms, which receive requests for help from the public. These control rooms answer emergency calls on average in less than 10 seconds. They ensure that all the necessary information is obtained to be able to respond effectively, and will also provide immediate advice to callers. As information is gathered, decisions are already being made to consider what resources are required and which other services may also be needed. Once those decisions are made, then responders will be alerted, who will quickly and efficiently make their way to the scene, where they will do all they can to return the situation to normal as soon as possible. All of these incidents, no matter whether they are small or large, will be traumatic for someone. And the care and compassion with which I have witnessed services being delivered is both commendable and a credit to you all. Throughout the last 18 months, we've seen a national emergency which has involved and challenged all of the emergency services, but you've risen to that challenge admirably. But let us not forget that whilst COVID has placed additional pressure on the emergency services, the regular emergency activities have not stopped, and so it is even more impressive that the services have continued to respond well to all the road traffic collisions, the fires, the heart attacks, the assaults, the chemical spills and the strokes. In recognising the work of the emergency responders and control room teams, we should also not lose sight of the equally important role played by a range of staff who support the front line. Without vehicles being serviced, high quality training being provided, or preventative work to try to reduce the risk to the public in the first place, Hertfordshire would not be as safe a county as it is, and it is one of the safest counties in the country to live in. Without doubt, the emergency services in Hertfordshire are a well-oiled machine which must work quickly and effectively to receive requests for help, dispatch the right resources and ultimately resolve a traumatic situation for someone in trouble. This event is therefore a poignant and appropriate way to recognise all that is done by the brave, passionate and highly professional members of Hertfordshire Fire and Rescue Service, Hertfordshire Constabulary and East of England Ambulance Service, and indeed all of the other agencies that support emergency response in the county. Thank you for all that you do, and please continue to deliver the high quality services that you are synonymous with. You can justifiably be proud of both your professional and personal involvement and the outstanding services for which you work. Thank you.
Thank you, Darryl.
Charlie?
Who's next? Sorry, is it yourself? Is it? There we go. We need a good one for Sarah.
No, it's Charlie and Chris next.
Colleagues, if we have just a minute's silence now in recognition of the emergency services and everything they do for us. Thank you.
Thank you to the Chairman for hosting this event and marking the commitment to the Emergency Services Day in this way. For us to know that you recognise our efforts means a great deal to all of our teams. Thanks also to the Deputy Lieutenant Darrell Keane for his kind words, and I know he's as proud as I am of our crews, having led our organisation for the last 4 years. On this Emergency Services Day, we can look back on what has been an unprecedented year of activity by all our emergency services. And as I reflect on the work of our teams, improving the safety and well-being of residents and visitors to Hertfordshire, I want to put on record my thanks to our firefighters, who are directly responsible for improving the lives of thousands of people. Through the education and prevention activity in schools and youth programmes, fitting smoke alarms and giving advice in homes, helping to set up COVID centres, staffing ambulances alongside our paramedic colleagues, and raising awareness through Play Your Part campaigns or knocking on doors during surge testing in EN10. All of those things have contributed way beyond our normal commitment, and for that I thank all of you. On top of that, I'm incredibly grateful because there are over 600 people that are still with us today, this year, that wouldn't have been had our staff not engaged in rescue activities at fires, road traffic collisions, water incidents, mental health crises and many other situations. For all those reasons, I'm immensely proud of our firefighters, and I am grateful that we've been able to recognise their efforts in this way today. Many thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Deputy Lieutenant, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Constabulary, can I also thank you for recognising Emergency Services Day, and within that the part that policing and the Constabulary in Hertfordshire plays to keeping people safe here in the county. I am also immensely proud of all of my officers and staff who 24/7 are providing the service right across the county, keeping the streets safe, dealing with crime, looking to prevent crime, and generally make Hertfordshire an even safer place for people to live, work and visit. As well as being so proud of the staff that work for us, I would particularly want today as well to recognise those who volunteer across not only the Constabulary in terms of members of the Special Constabulary and other volunteers, but also across all of the emergency services, because they give of their own time, often unpaid, to come in to provide the work, be that through St John's Ambulance, be that retained firefighters, be that through cadet schemes, or indeed across the even wider group of services that make up the emergency services with Coast Guard, search and rescue organisations and the like. We are one enormous family across the emergency services, and what is essential is that we work well together as well as we work professionally as our individual agencies. So I think we do well here in Hertfordshire. We have a very strong interoperability programme across the 3 main emergency services. We work extremely closely, and we do know that by doing that we work together, we're in a better position to save more people's lives and make the communities of Hertfordshire a safer place to be. So a huge thank you from me as Chief Constable, not only for the work of the people that make up the constabulary and what they do, it's a big thank you, but also a great thank you to the County Council and everybody here today for recognising this on Emergency Services Day and thanking the emergency services for the work we do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, Deputy Lieutenant, Chairman, it's delightful to have you back. We must say that first of all. But as Vice Chairman of the County Council, it's my honour and delight to close the ceremony this morning. I think what we've heard from Charlie and from Chris and from Darryl is just testament to how wonderful our emergency services are in Hertfordshire. I'm very pleased to have the Police and Crime Commissioner David here, and the Mayor of Hertford, Chris, and our Deputy Under Sheriff, Chris. Welcome, and to all of you and our councillors, thank you for coming. And it is wonderful, it's the first time we've done this, to be held ideally at the 9th hour of the 9th day of the 9th month, hence the 999 Emergency Services Day. It's incredibly important. The minute silence that we just about made is also for us to remember those who've died in the line of duty in the last year, which we really need to be thinking about, but also to thank you for all of you who've kept us safe in this last year. So I'd like to thank you very much and close the ceremony by asking for 3 cheers for the Hertfordshire Emergency Services. So hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! Thank you very much.
Well done.